Hi there, I'm Kevin Tracy of KTracy.com, and today I am unboxing a science fiction weapon of ultimate death and destruction. It's a heat ray. Wait a minute. No, it's a heat gun. Okay, well, that's still kind of neat. I can use this for epoxy stuff, I guess, and removing paint. Anyways, this is the Black & Decker HG1300. You see it at the bottom of the box here. It is a 1350 watt heat gun, which sounds kind of impressive now, even though I just said it was a weapon of death and destruction. But I'm sure if you don't listen to the safety instructions in here, it can be a weapon of death and destruction. And that's exciting to me. So let's get opening. So we're going to begin by taking off the top. This package has gotten damaged a little bit in my garage. I've hit it with a couple of things, but this is really put together well. It's glued very well. If you're curious, while I try to open this, the box says that it is ideal for stripping paint and varnish, loosening rusted nuts and bolts, and thawing pipes. So that's kind of neat. I'm sure it's also good for death and destruction if you put your mind to it. All right. Holy crap, I cannot get this thing open. Aha, there we go. And let's see what comes inside this box of death and destruction. Well, first of all, it has an instruction manual right here. We'll look at that in a bit. I want to see my weapon of death and destruction. All right. So it comes with a, that's it in the box. So what do we got here? All right, so this is the weapon of mass destruction right here. Looks like a hairdryer, but I'm sure it's more powerful than that, and you should not use it as a hairdryer, unless you want it to be a weapon of your death and destruction. Okay, and here are the instructions. So we have the gun right here. The cord for this looks like it's a decent length, so I get the twist tie off. I have to say I have a tripod this time doing this video, and it is much easier taking off a twist tie when you have access to both hands rather than trying to film with one hand on the camera. Okay, so I'm going to measure this out really quick, and this is about, say about a 3 foot, maybe 4 foot cord on this guy. So this is a, you're going to need an extension cord if you're using this almost certainly, but they do give you enough play on here too that if you're working right next to an outlet, you're probably okay. But you'll probably want an extension cord with this if you decide to use it, and pick one up for yourself. Okay, Internet, so now that I have my weapon of death and destruction, my heat gun, I am quite giddy about this, as you can tell. So anyways, I just plugged it in, but before we get too far with this, I do want to let you know I kind of went through the instruction manual here. Not much in here besides some health or some safety information and information about the length of extension cord you can use and the gauge of that extension cord has to be. Things like that. It's in English, French, and Spanish in that particular order. There's also, you can register this online, or if you're in Mexico, they have a registration form in the back to register it. But I don't think anybody's really going to register this thing, but you know, somebody probably would and be interested in such a thing. So anyways, with that now said, I have my weapon of death and destruction, my heat gun in my hand, plugged in, and I think, I don't usually test out videos on my unboxing thing, or test out things in my unboxing videos, but this is going to be an exception, I think. I'm really excited about this. So there's 2 settings on here, or 3 settings on here. There's the middle one's an off. There's a weak setting and a strong setting. So we're going to first put this onto its weak setting. Ooh, that sounds ominous. That's pretty cool. Ooh, it's already kind of warm. That's nice. It's really cold in my garage right now, so this actually feels very good. But I'm not feeling death and destruction. Like I was kind of hoping for like something like out of the Indiana Jones movie where the guy's face just melts off and he's like, ah. So I was looking for that, but this is a nice way to get my hands warm. Oh, it's getting hot now. That's nice. I wouldn't want to get any closer than what I am right here. Any closer, and that would just be like really, really, really hot. Okay, so now we know what really, really, really hot is. Let's see what we do when we blast this thing up on full force here. To use a full 1350 watt heat gun. That didn't do anything. Why is it not doing anything? There we go. It's really hard to press in. Oh, you hear it. This is much more ominous. This is like my wife getting ready in the morning with a hairdryer on us. Ooh, creepy. Okay, so we're going to do the hand test again and see. Well, ooh, that's warm. So yeah, I wouldn't want to get any closer than this. So this is about, say, about a foot away, and ooh, it's getting hot now. Ooh. Okay. I probably won't say this for this thing to get fully heated, but how cool is that? I probably shouldn't aim that at my camera while I'm filming, because that's just bad juju waiting to happen. But I do want a new phone, so that's one way to do that, I guess. Woo, that's hot. Okay, so you can use that as a hairdryer. The man's hairdryer, I guess. You should not use it as a hairdryer, unless you want it to be a weapon of your death and destruction. Beard dryer. They say heat's bad for beards. I do take good care of my beard, so I don't want to do that too much. But yeah. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to be playing with this for like all week until the next video. So thank you for tuning in. If you like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see me do something cool with a heat gun, by all means, subscribe, and I'm sure I'll be using this again in the future. And I'm tickled to death with this. I have a heat gun. Alright. I'm so professional. I love my job.